Hey, if you've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel and you're like, I don't even know what I'd make my first video about, well, let's just take that problem off the table right now and let's give you a solid framework for your first 5 videos so you know where to start and then you know where to go, and YouTube starts to get to know what you're doing a little bit. To get your first videos up, here's some things you don't need. You don't need 50 different notes in the Notes app on your phone or in that memo pad that you have laying on your desk. You don't need a completely coded content calendar that has everything all spelled out so you know that once you start, you know where you're going. Don't need that. And you definitely don't need to have the first thing on your channel be a long life story video so that people can get to know you before you start sharing other things. Definitely don't need that. So we're going to talk about this framework that gives you those first 5 videos to get them up and done and get you some momentum as you get started on this. And in this video, we're going to give examples from 5 of the main niches that I know a whole bunch of my followers are in, so you can get some concrete ideas about all this. And the 5th one in this framework is the most important because it starts to really lay some groundwork about where you'll go next. All right, let's not waste any time here. Video 1. Solve one specific problem. Your first video should not encompass everything that you think you want to share about the topic that you're talking about and show that you know things. Just solve one problem for one person. Hey, when you're first starting out, nobody online is likely to know you. And there's goods and bads to that. But at this point in time, nobody really wants to know about your specific journey. They saw your video pop up because the algorithm is pushing small channels, and they clicked on it because they got the feeling that you know something that they want to know. Something is frustrating them right now, and you might have the answer to the problem. So if you're in the crafting niche, one example that might be how to keep your Cricut vinyl from peeling off. Not a full course on vinyl, not an entire tutorial as to how the Cricut works, just a solution to that one annoying thing. If personal finance is your world, then maybe that one solution could be how to build a grocery budget when grocery prices keep changing. If you are a faith-based channel, that one problem could be how to begin praying again when you're feeling spiritually stuck. And if you think your channel is going to become about serving empty nesters, then make a video about how to make the house feel less empty once the kids have moved out. None of those approaches try to cover the whole subject. And I know when you're first starting out, you want to feel like you can build some credibility and make people understand, hey, you know what you're talking about. But in time, you have opportunities to do that. To get some eyeballs on that first video and to earn those first few clicks, you got to keep it in check and just solve that one specific problem for that one specific person. They're going to like you a whole lot more if you can take away something that's annoying for them. Trust me. And I have definitely learned that it's easy to dismiss the knowledge that comes super easily to me, and I forget that there's a whole lot of people who don't know what I know and don't have the background that I have, and I feel like I'm saying something that's super obvious when it could be an answer that somebody is lying awake at night trying to figure out. You are in that exact same situation. That first video just means, hey, I understand this problem, and I can help you take a step towards solving it. That helps the viewer, and that helps you to get some ground underneath of you in order to move to video 2. So video 2 out of the first 5 is helping a beginner avoid making a mistake. So once you've solved the problem in the first video, you can move to the second video that helps them save time, aggravation, money, any of those things. 5 beginner sewing mistakes that end up wasting fabric. 4 budgeting mistakes that make you feel too restricted. 3 mistakes that end up making Bible reading feel like a chore. 5 mistakes I made during my first year as an empty nester. They're the examples from my sample niches. Just always keep in mind you can morph that into something that fits for your world. And this works because of mistakes that you've made, not in spite of them. You are never in a position on YouTube where you have to sit there and pretend that you have it all together, because authenticity is what really connects with people. So capitalize on the opportunities that have come from the mistakes that you've made and that you've learned from, that you can help somebody else either solve or avoid. Just say what you tried, what didn't work, and what you would do differently now. Honestly, that can end up being this whole second video for you. And for my fellow over 50 creators, doing this later in life gives us obviously an inherent advantage because we've had a lot of time to screw up things and figure them out and now be able to share that knowledge and wisdom to be able to help somebody else. Hey, you're already up to video 3, and let's make that third video about how you would teach a very simple process in your niche. Let's make this video walk somebody through something in sequential steps in an order that makes sense. Because that's the approach that helps something that feels and seems really complicated become more manageable to someone who's just learning. For that crafting channel, here's how to make your first handmade greeting card. For a budgeting channel, how to create your first monthly home budget. Doing a video about the daily steps you take in your personal prayer life could really be helpful to somebody. Now with this, you're not teaching every version of the process. Remember, we're keeping this pretty beginner oriented. You're helping that one beginner reach one outcome. And again, that's going to keep us away from that pull as a knowledgeable person to want to share everything and every piece of context in the video. One beginner, one process, one solution. Your viewer is likely not to need or want everything in this one video. They just kind of want to get to the next step. And that makes it a whole lot simpler and a whole lot less scary for you as you're just making the third video on your channel and you are barely starting to get things figured out. Keep the pressure down and just serve. And just so we're clear on this, you do not need to be the world's greatest expert on any topic. Any way that you can help somebody by expressing something, especially on a YouTube channel, is just having you in a position where you're a few steps ahead on the path of where your viewer is. Just think about what you were struggling with in this topic a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, and think of the person who's there now and think of the ways that you have been able to move forward that you can share to that person who was in the exact same spot that you are. No expert status is necessary. Just, hey, I've been there. This is what I did. This is what worked. So following that same vein, let's look at what you could do for video number 4. Share a personal story that includes a helpful lesson. So by video 4, you might want to start letting people in a little bit more as to your personal context with this. Information, along with how good your title and thumbnail, is what gets somebody to click on your video. But to have a viewer that starts to trust you as they watch a few videos from you and get to know you a little bit, part of that trust comes from them understanding why all this matters to you in the first place. Now, just keep in mind that it's unlikely that you just sitting down and sharing some random story is going to help a listener or attract a viewer. You still have to keep it in the context of what is something that's going to end up being helpful for them. Why I stopped finishing my craft projects and what helped me turn that around and get them done. The financial habit I wish I had started 10 years ago. What I learned during a season when praying felt really difficult. What surprised me most after my children left home. Maybe a simple shape could help you kind of format what you want in this story-based one. What you expected, what actually happened, where the struggle came, and what you learned from it. I mean, it doesn't have to follow that exactly, but having that sort of thing in mind might help you think through where you want to go with your story and have it end up as being a value offering. Now, obviously, you don't have to go into sharing decades of context with everything, but having a little time and perspective of something that you didn't just figure out last Tuesday gives you a little bit more footing to be able to share wisdom in general on this topic. So people will lean in a little bit more with your personal story with it. All right, the first 4 videos are done. You're feeling accomplished. You're feeling like you're getting some momentum here. So let's talk about what video number 5 can be and how that helps to lay you some groundwork moving forward. Number 5 is hopefully you're in a position to answer one real question that people are actually asking. So these first 4 videos that you've gone through are things that you think your audience needs because just of what you know about the topic. With this approach for number 5, we're moving a little bit more to see what people are actually asking. The first place you could go would hopefully be a few comments that might have been left on your first 4 videos thus far. That's great, and that's always insightful. But let me just say, if you don't have the comments yet, if you're not getting the traction where you're seeing them come in yet, just give it some more time, keep putting up some more videos, and hopefully that community is going to start to grow and you can have a little back and forth with your viewers. If the comments are not yet there, go to Facebook groups that are about the topic and see what people are asking there. If you're on Reddit, if it's something that goes along with that, Reddit can be very scary because people are weird, but you never know what you might find there as good ideas of, oh, people are asking that. Think of conversations you've had with people over the years on this topic that you've developed some sort of ability to be able to speak well to, and just think of the questions you've been asked. If you come up with one good question, a lot of times you can pull a lot of other questions from that. Here's an example. Do I need to buy expensive supplies if I want to make a greeting card? Well, you can answer that question in your video and just kind of give a little context to it. But then you could have a video that follows up with that includes things like, what supplies do I have to have as a beginner? What types of equipment are actually worth buying if I want to learn how to make greeting cards? Maybe your personal finance oriented question is, how much emergency savings do I really need to have for my household? Then your next ones can be how to generate that first $1,000 in your emergency savings account. How to prepare for the repair that you didn't see coming. So you get your first big initial question you think you want to answer in that, and then that really helps to generate some of those things down the line of the things that will support that big question that you know people are asking. I always try to really pay attention to the exact words that people use when they're asking questions. It really shares a whole lot more than what's behind the thing that they're trying to figure out. That can tell you the things they're actually worried about. That can tell you the things that they don't think that they have the confidence to be able to pull off, especially in YouTube world. So if you end up in a position that people are starting to ask questions in your comments, as much as you're able to, try to provide some help, try to provide an answer, because I think that ends up being kind of a turning point with channels. Is it when somebody sees you're willing to establish a rapport and kind of go back and forth with them in the questions a little bit, and when people feel like they're part of a community on your channel rather than just clicking and watching and maybe never coming back again. So there are my 5 suggestions for those first 5 videos. And I know you may not be in the position to feel like, I don't even know if this is the niche or the topic that I want to keep going with. But the exercise of picking one topic and going through these 5 videos will certainly help you to feel like, wow, I think I could really kind of keep rolling with this, or I never want to talk about this again. When you're in the early stages of your channel, take advantage of the fact that you don't have a whole lot of eyeballs yet. Take advantage of the fact that you have freedom to play around with a few different topics. But I'm going to encourage you that if you switch to a new topic, that you don't do it until you've made like 5 videos on it, because it really does give you a better impression of, is this something that I can see myself talking about for a while in the future with this channel? Or no, I don't think I have enough juice to keep this going. I think 5 videos really helps to answer that question in a much more realistic way than just doing like 1 video and then moving on to something else. So if you've made it this far, hey, here's your assignment. I put together a little quick PDF download of these 5 suggested frameworks for your first 5 videos. You can download that and you can work it out on that sheet, or you can just take from whatever notes you've taken from this video. I think it would be great for you to just sit and write a possible title for each of those 5 video formats. The problem, the mistake you want to avoid, the process, what your story could be that you could tell about this. And then think of that question that people might already be asking you about it. Now, this is not meant for you to open up another long time of, oh, I got to get all these exactly right before I figure it out. Please hear me, that it really doesn't have to be like that. I know I hear from people all the time that they want to get all their I's dotted and T's crossed and all the things before they get started, but you just don't learn how to do this until you actually start making and posting videos. So give yourself a general framework of what you want those 5 to be. Write some general topics and titles, and then drill down on number one and give yourself a little bit of a deadline and get it made, and then move to number two. As much as it feels helpful to work it all out before you get started, trust me, it is not. You just gotta get going. Hey, I know that starting something at this stage of life can feel kind of exposing, especially when you're sitting in front of a camera and then ending up putting yourself out on the internet talking about this thing that might feel a little bit exposing. But hey, this is how we get started. We've walked through tougher things than this in life. This is just something that I think you just pique your interest for a little while, and you think, I think I want to try this and see how it goes. So here's 5 ideas of how you can actually get started and feel like, okay, these videos make sense, I can give them a try, and this helps me to kind of know how to format things as I get going. Your first videos will not be very good. Nobody's are. That's the whole point. You learn it, you try it, you improve as you go. Just like any other process in life, you can do this. Hey, I'd love if you drop me a note in the comments below and just tell me what kind of channel you're thinking of starting, or maybe you're in the beginning stages and you're like, hey, this is a good way to do a little bit of a reboot of what I'm doing because I kind of haven't known where I'm going. Go to these 5 subject frameworks and just start at whatever point in your channel and give them a try too. They can work it really at any point. So let me know what you're thinking about. Let me know how I can encourage you. And hey, I really appreciate you watching so much. If you haven't yet, I'd love if you would like and subscribe to this video. Doing that really helps my channel too. Hey, I'm Diane Moore. Thanks for watching. And I do have a video here that is on, if I had to start my channel over again in 2026, here's what I'd do. Might give you some other insights too. Thanks. See you in the next one.